Hello again, traders. Right, I wasn't going to make this video, but then I made myself another coffee before going out for a walk in a lovely sunny Sunday morning. So I thought, why not fill the time in by making another video. I was doing some charting myself on weekly charts, becoming a real fan of this because it does, so much can be gleaned from these charts, and that's why I thought I would make this video. Because, I was asked the question, why do I refer to these as if? I say quite often I use the saying, if this was a 5-minute or 15-minute chart, I would be looking for to happen. Well, if I don't explain what I'd be waiting to happen, there's not much value there at all. So I did reply that I have to remind myself, if I'm looking for a long based on a weekly, a trade based on a weekly chart, you have to remember, if it was a 5-minute or 15-minute chart, then we've got 2 or 3 bars potentially before this will continue up, and I'll explain that in a moment why I think this will do that, and again the reason for making the video. So I know loads of you now have studied all of my stuff and know my thought process is inside out, I should think, but there are newer traders to my stuff coming on board all the time, and all I can say at this stage is you must go back and understand the basics. What a 3-candle reversal is, what these sort of nuanced 3-candle reversals are, in other words hybridized ones as it were, but they are beautiful. And I'm talking about internal ones and the big major one. This would be the major one, and this up move, that's the penultimate high, that's the the ultimate low. The next one above it, break above and close above that high there, would be the valid outside, if you like, the mother 3CR, but these are inside sort of internal 3CRs as well. So you need to look into those. Best thing you can do, as I said to someone in the week, is put the Aaron's fantastic indicator on your charts, and then it will teach you the 3CRs. And remember also, it's worth noting at this point, 3-candle reversals aren't just 1, 2, 3, those 3 candles. I can't quite see one. Here's one here. You've got 4 candles involved in this one. 1, 2, 3, and finally the reversal candle, 4, and then it's given us a pullback. And you see these pullbacks based on 3CRs everywhere. I was noting this, again, something I wanted to point out on this video. 3-candle reversal, it's broken resistance, comes back, tests it as support, and then goes up. 3-candle reversal here, broken resistance, causes a pullback. 3-candle reversal here, broke support, creates a pullback. So always be prepared for those pullbacks. 3-candle reversal here, broke support, excuse me, pullback bar. Here, broke support, pullback bar. It doesn't always come back to test the actual 3CR level, because remember, your true support and resistance is way over on the left hand side, and there will be lower time frame stuff, daily chart stuff going on as well, that would cause the price to stop before it pulls right back. So all we're looking for is a 7 or 8 pip scalp on these reversals using the lower time frames to take the trades, and you're good to go. So anyway, the point of this video, based on what I've put on this chart here, first I drew this line, the blue level there, across the high of that, or the close of that green candle there, because that's the battleground, if you like. That's the line chart. Probably not sure if it was on the line chart high. Yes, it is on the line chart high there, but you'll find these line charts are important. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about in this particular instance, with this one, was why didn't price at this point here, we had a 3CR, we had a pullback, why didn't it go to where the potential target should be, somewhere around here, and ultimately get past the high somewhere up there? And while I'm here, while I think of it, this is a 2B reversal pattern. It's also a 1, 2, 3 high and low pattern. But going back to this this blue zone, if you like, here, why didn't, when you had that 3CR, why didn't it just go up to that target? Well, there's a lot of important bits here, and again, the reason I'm making this video, because over here you've got umpteen line chart highs that needed to be broken. So when you've had the 3CR there, it's still got to get through this battleground here. When you had this bullish move here, why didn't it carry on up? It's because it had to get through that battleground there. Now what's interesting about this is that we are now above all the closes and open of candles. I know, well, we had that one there that would have broken, that did break out, but once again, a big old green candle would suggest a pullback, like much the same as this one suggests a pullback. And we'll go into the analogy of the 15 5-minute charts in a moment with this one. So I'll get rid of that to clarify the chart a little bit. So let's look at this as if this was a 15-minute chart. What would I expect on this? Well, we've had a massive break of a huge level of resistance, i.e. all the closes of these candles here. The wicks don't matter, because if you went to line chart they would just disappear anyway. But they are levels that have been tested, so you have to be careful of wicks. But the true support and resistance areas are these where the wicks, the buyers piled in, then the sellers overwhelmed them again. Buyers piled in, the sellers overwhelmed them, so on and so forth. That's what the wicks are, upper wicks anyway. So I would expect this now to pop back and come back and test this whole level here. It doesn't necessarily have to test it to the pip. As I said before, there could be internal stuff here that would stop it coming back, or it could come back deep. You know, that's why we trade with so many different rules and triggers, in order that we don't get caught into stuff. So all of this down here, I knew categorically that had to be cleared and that had to be cleared. So the fact is now we've cleared all of it. It may well be that all this accumulation here, or distribution, I never remember which, all this sideways motion, manipulation I like to call it, they're just building up discounted long orders if they are going to take it long, or these wicks are building up discounted sell orders if they're going to take it short. So nothing set in stone, all we can do is read what is on the charts. So we clearly see categorically we've busted through that area, then we finally tried to break and have broken that area. You always have to look on the monthly to see what the overall direction is, and we can clearly see it is bullish. You know, the bullishness is showing clearly on the RSI histo. You certainly wouldn't want to go short other than a scalp, quick scalp, which that big candle is suggesting we could do on the weekly, which is what I talked about. And that move there would be, I mean, huge. That's 89, 90 pips. So if you can't make 5 or 6 pips out of that, when you get the right triggers on the lower time frames, then you need to think about something else as a career, perhaps. But anyway, I don't mean that in a bad way. All I'm trying to do is show you, what the possibilities are. So if this was a 15-minute chart, I'd reckon a couple of bars there, in which the internals would show us probably an M5 reversal, an M5 3CR with a pullback and then a continuation, little M5, nice little M5 trend, which will be a effectively a 30-minute 3-candle reversal, which is a 5-minute swing trend. So if we were looking at this as it is on the weekly, then you'd be looking at all the lower time frames, first an M5 reversal, then perhaps M15, down I'm talking about, then M30, then H1, then maybe H4, and maybe even a daily 3-candle reversal to the downside. And that being the case, you would then need to make sure every other time frame to the upside started to agree. So you've got your weekly 3-candle reversal here. You had a monthly, if I remember correctly. No, we didn't, but we've got a monthly line chart break here. You can clearly see that that area there above the wick, or should I say rather, the wick area has been clearly tested and held, and then closed above with another test, and then finally this suggests to me that the sellers have run out. They've run out of people willing to sell this at this level, because we've got a nice strong bullish candle and the momentum is piling in as well. So you can read so much by just looking at multiple time frames, and all you need is the candles, which is why I love the 3CR so much. The strat is fantastic because it's candles as well, and I understand candles in a great deal of depth now. So as I said, this could actually just fly, in which case if we can't get an entry, we can't get an entry. It may pull back and then we get a lovely entry, and everything's good. The other thing to mention that I did mention on Twitter was that when I look at these, I always look at other pairs in as a comparison. So if this looks CAD, pound looks strong, CAD looks weak, then it takes moments to look at other pound related pairs. Yeah, two nice strong bars there. NZD pound, yep, that is in an uptrend, as you can see. We've just had a 3CR and a push, so pound is looking it's definitely not looking weak, but it's not looking particularly good on that chart. But the interesting one was CAD. So if I look at a few CAD pairs, it looked weak. NZD CAD, nice and strong there. I've actually drawn, I think that level is on this chart. Really strong, but it looks like it might suggest we have a breather. We've got to get above that. Candles closed there, sorry, open, and then perhaps continue up. But so all of these are showing, agreeing with my thoughts that they might just have a little bit of a breather. What's that? CAD yen. CAD is in a downtrend, as you can see. High, low, lower, high, lower, low. It's pulled back. It's had its sort of last hurrah type thing going on here. Either this poke up here, or we might get another one, because we always get, remember the ABC scenario with Elliott wave, 5 waves down and then an ABC correction. Well, so far we've had A, B, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do a C. So all of these things that you learn over time. CAD pairs, other CAD pairs. I think I looked at EuroCAD. Yep, Euro strong. It is in a massive downtrend, but it's looking good according to the short-term RSI. Anyway, in terms of weekly, it's still short-term. But the trend is without a shadow of a doubt down. So Euro and CAD looking a bit iffy, but once again, once you start to analyse where we are, we've got to get above that area. Stands to reason I may well test it. What else? We were on GBCAD, weren't we? So, you know, that's another thing I look at across all the pairs. Do it on a daily chart as well, you know, on an intraday, should I say, m15 and whatnot. So that's it. That's all the observations on this current chart explained as a result of just posting a chart on Twitter. So if you have a look at what's on Twitter, you'll be able to see the link to this and vice versa. So I think I've covered everything in my thought process about that. Yeah, so as I said, if this was an M15 chart, I'd be watching the M5 to see whether we 3CR down, and as such, if it does 3CR down, then I would have to have a 3 candle reversal to the long side to cancel out the short one, and that is exactly how I would trade this if it was a 5-minute chart. So being a weekly chart, you'll start to look at your first point of call in terms of is it going to take a while, is your daily. If it, well, not first, but watch your daily, but the H4, and you know, as I said before earlier, start on M5 reversal, it'll pop up. M15 reversal, it probably will pop up. M30 reversal, it'll pop up and continue to try to H1 reverse, H4 reverse, and daily reverse. So you know, you have to watch all of these, and those are the, you know, those are the thought processes for that reversal. And when it's over as a result of that big green bar, then everything turns the other way. The RSI histo should agree, and you can potentially get into what might be a long trade. As I said on Twitter, never marry these notions. If this reverses and keeps reversing and starts to go all the way down, then instead of having a trend reversal to the long side, you will be looking at a potential 2B reversal, trend reversal to the short side. Simple as that. Never marry the trades, just that's where the 3CR are my edge on the market, as it were, because all I've got to look at is 3 candles and see what's going on, with a longer overview using trend lines, the dragon, you can either use it or not, and all the other stuff in our toolbox. So thanks for watching. Sorry it's a bit of a long-winded video, but hopefully something of value has been included. Have a great weekend, what's left of it.